Alright, let me start. Because, looks like I'm already having some stream issues, so that might just be a network thing. But hi, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Today's art. Let me see. I think I'm just having some issues in general on my end. And I may have to restart the stream. Nah. That's what I get for playing funny music. Okay. I guess I'm gonna start it over. Oh, are we back? Okay. Let me just double check one more time. It's like, server not found. Server not found. Uh-huh. Hello. Hello, am I back? It says I'm back. It says I'm stable. I think... I think, maybe Twitch was mad that I was playing my, my hype Ace Attorney music and my hip-hop chocobo. Maybe, like, you know, someone just doesn't like such wonderful songs. But anyway, happy Wednesday. Today's art. I see I had a new follow, over the weekend, I guess. Thank you, Sensei Honor. Cool. Be ready for art on Wednesdays. And, if you're here for gaming, that's on Fridays, usually. And I will be here this Friday. As far as I know. Yeah. I will be here this Friday. Yeah, pretty sure. So, yeah. Let's move to the page. So, we're at usually what I call the last stage of my comic. And, that is toning. Let me put on some music. I wanted to do some Phoenix Wright music today, actually. But it's a shorter playlist, so it's gonna go pretty quick. So if anyone has any suggestions after, I'll take a gander, or I'll just find some more Ace Attorney music, I guess. So. Okay. Let's make sure. Make sure I'm not competing too much. I think we're good. I think we're pretty balanced. If we are not balanced, please let me know. So, yeah. I am here a little bit later than I should be. And I probably sound congested again, because I am congested again. Like, this is a new record. 3 times already by like the 3rd month in the year. I really don't know, other than it's probably sinus infections and stuff, and I mean, if you didn't know, I am immunocompromised, so to speak. So I just get things more often than most people. And that's why I still be wearing my mask. And, you know, people probably should still be wearing their mask in general. Not just because of COVID, because, you know, gross. People can be gross, okay? So, yeah. So I'm sick again. And I sound like this again. And if I start coughing again, I will mute the mic again. I feel like I said, if this feels like this is starting to happen every month now, and I'm kind of sick of it. No pun intended. But yeah. So if you haven't been to one of the toning phases, quote unquote, of my stream, I call it the does this look good? I call it the does this look good phase, because half the time I'm just like not sure if I don't know if I want to go with like a certain tone because I'm like, does this evoke this feeling or this kind of thing? This is kind of like the final pass though on my comic. So after this step, you'll basically see what it will look like when I publish it. Because right after that, I usually do the lettering. The lettering right after. There are gonna be a lot of water breaks today. I can already tell. So, you know, once I do all the toning on this page, as I call it, I will do like the text and stuff, and by the end of the stream you should see a finished product, so to speak, which is always fun to watch. For me personally, I think as an artist, my favorite stage is the inking stage, but like I said, I think from a viewer standpoint, it's the most fun to join a toning stream because you can see like the final result of it. So yeah. This is like a pretty dialogue heavy set of panels because there's just, I don't draw any backgrounds in this one, it's just people. Which means I needed to add room for all the text that is going to be had. I have some of my previous pages up and ready for loading and such. But yeah, I once again have Lake Off and the figurative frog in my throat, although I am a frog. So yeah, I mean, with that in mind, I can kind of give a better estimate for when the episode's actually gonna drop. And I can probably say for certain end of April. Only reason I wouldn't put it sooner is because I have a ton of events I'm going to. Which is another reason why I need to get better this week. I have a ton of events I'm going to in April. Some of which are art related, and others of which are not art related, family stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. And like I said, with my poor little immunocompromised body, I hope I don't like pass out by the end of the month, but you know, we'll see. Sometimes I'm fine. I end up fine. And then other times I get back home and I have to like vegetate for like 2 days. And if I don't do the vegetation, then I am rewarded with a migraine. So it's like, you know what? I'll take the vegetation. I love the music from Phoenix Wright so much, but it's kind of reminding me of how I abandoned my playthrough of it. But I only did the Phoenix Wright playthrough on weeks that I didn't have my comic to draw. So it was very, like, I don't know, unplanned anyway. And, you know, it's not like people were clamoring for Phoenix Wright except for me. But it does have some really good music, like this track. I'm a big fan of the DS only ones, which which I cannot play on the channel currently. Unless I procure it in a way that I've done Mother 3. So that's a thought. But yeah, usually I just do the basic gray tone first. And then I will either do the highlights next, or I will do like the kind of like background effect. Sparkle, and then the lettering is usually last. Unless for some reason I wanted to do like special lettering. For like an exclamation or something like that, then maybe it'll come sooner, but that's normally the order of events. So speaking of, one of the days when I was like really sick, I got to play a lot of Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, so I do have a lot to talk about. And then the reason why I stopped for a while is even funnier. Because of course, I had to rage quit on something. It wasn't even like normal game related, it was a mini game. I've said many times before, for Rebirth, I mean Remake, oh my gosh, I'm getting them mixed up. I've said many times for like Remake, and the same is true for Rebirth, I really actually love the battle system a lot. It's probably the best compromise for people who are not used to, like who are more used to turn-based, but, you know, in a world that is rapidly preferring, you know, more action-oriented combat to kind of like compromise between the two styles of still having like almost like a turn-based style, but also have, you know, you have the control of dodging and moving your character around, but when you want to do something kind of technical, sort of like slow-mos and stuff. And like I said, in the last game, I really felt like even if I screwed up a fight and died, I knew exactly what I did wrong and I could fix it, whereas like, you know, it seems like other like action RPGs are kind of, there are bosses that are like that, but then some of them are just there to make you rage, and if you never learned how to dodge, you are in trouble, kind of thing. There've been a couple of those bosses though in this game, and I'm like, here's the thing. I can counter sometimes, but it's just sometimes my timing is just really bad some days, and then I'm like, really I gotta deal with this thing. But they do have materia to help with that, so I think that's what's been saving me more often than not. Okay. So what I had started doing with these is give them some more depth. Been adding like a little white strip to kind of symbolize light. I don't want it to look too shiny per se, but it does give it a little more depth, I feel, especially since it's such a dark cloak. And when it tones, it's like, it's still dotted, but it's like, you know, the dots are so dense, you know, you don't get to see a lot. Alright, I think it's time to move on to the highlight. I'm not sure if I want to do anything to the background yet. I may use my usual, like, I have my favorites One of which is the manga gradient. And usually when I don't know what to put in the background, I will usually just put a gradient. I've been trying to stop myself from doing that every time. Sometimes I'll just leave it blank. But sometimes that, I don't know, it just looks better visually. Sometimes I like to highlight stuff. Markings on floats. I'm probably gonna outline this too, so it doesn't, his head doesn't blend in with the coat when it's toned. So when I upload the online version, it probably will be fine. It won't look that like they are going to meld into each other. But like I said, when I do the print version, it definitely does look like it's gonna like meld into the other one. So let me double check the stream health again. I'm gonna turn off the water, even though I have been trying to drink water. Because I did have an internet flip yesterday too, so I wouldn't put it past our internet to do the same thing today. Okay, it looks fine. The dialogue's gonna be in the middle, so yeah, I'm not really gonna put anything too detailed in the background. Just definitely why I left it blank. What do I maybe want to do? Like I said, I could do the usual, which always looks good. To me, it does. Oh, or coming from this way. I kind of want to do some speed lines. Yeah, kind of like this. I might like this. No, maybe not. I feel like if I do more of like a lighter speed line, almost like this, I'm okay with that, actually. Oh, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to move the pattern, not the background itself. There we go. Either something like this, or like, yeah, I like this. Okay, let's see if I can make it smaller at all. Now, normally, I would not do the text now. I'd wait till the end, but I do kind of want to show you guys, if you're just like popping in for a second, how it looks, and then I'll probably do the rest of the page the other way. So I have to look at my script that I have over here. And the reason I do this last is I usually have to move my my drawing pad to get to my keyboard. So it defaults to like 34. And that looks giant. So let's do okay, so it's your standard text. I can usually go as small as 12 without it getting too hard to read. I think 9 is the absolute smallest I can go without it being, like, illegible. And I usually only want to use that font if it's, like, kind of a throwaway line. But if it's definitely part of the main story and not a throwaway line, 12 is probably the smallest I'll go. So, it's already at 12. I think it's a good size. We have another line of dialogue. Sometimes I'll let the other character be bold so we can see the difference here. I'll decide, just because there's this element in this episode of, like, who's who. So this would probably be the one time I would break my rule. And then Blake's reply comes in the next panel, so that's good. If I put Blake's reply in this panel, I probably would have been like, why did I do that to myself? It was funny because in the last panel, which I may end up having to go back to it, in the last panel, I'd originally, like, sketched it with the bubbles, and Corin was not in the shot, so all the bubbles would fit comfortably. But then, like, in the inking phase, I thought it would be a funny gag to kind of have him like jumping in the background. And well, then when I got back to this phase, toning it, then I was like, I don't have anywhere to put my speech bubbles because I added that gag, and I would be covering that gag up where, like, where I had originally planned for the speech bubbles to go. So that's one where I ended up not planning well because I changed my mind on something else, forgetting that I needed that space for dialogue bubbles. So, lesson learned. It is a funny gag though, so I kept it. So that area is just going to be kind of Frenched. Kunched. Okay, so, and then this is how it would look at the end. Sometimes, to help differentiate what I'm definitely going to do with these two, I don't like one of them having bold text, because that's not the vibe this character is supposed to give. But I will bold one character's balloon line, and I keep misclicking. So we'll make one character's balloon line bolder than the others, so we have a easier to read, like, progression of text. And yeah. And so that's kind of what I'll be doing for the rest of this. Yeah. So I guess for the rest of the for the rest of the stream, I'll just be talking about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, puppy! My puppy's here. He was really quiet. I didn't know he was right. He was right behind me. Sorry, bud. I have to move my chair again. Alright. So, let's find us a Blake coat to copy. And if we can't, we'll just have to use the last panel. It's funny because I wrote a bunch of notes so I could remember parts of my playthrough since I did play so much. And I knew I would forget. But it kind of looks like, I don't know, mad ramblings from here. And I did kind of write it in like a shorthand format, but it's very shorthand. Okay. Alright, so going off of the first set of notes I have. Final Fantasy VII R for Rebirth. Also, for anyone watching later and doesn't like spoilers, there'll probably be spoilers for maybe the next 30 minutes. So, keep that in mind. Sorry that I'm too excited to not spoil things. But, we'll see. I'm gonna keep it sort of vague, because a little bit is what actually happened, and a little bit is my personal, like, headcanon thoughts about a certain area. Kind of like I call, you know, the Whispers the Dementors. You know, stuff like that. Like, changes, but like some base to start off with. So yeah, your warning is now. So I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1. So my first note right now. Oh, okay. So at the time of writing that, now this changed a lot. At the time of writing, my favorite teams at the time were actually Cloud, Tifa, Barret, and Cloud, Aerith, Red. This was right before I finished the Lower Junon area. And seriously, like, right after that, my team build changed back again to, Cloud, Aerith, and Barret again. I went back to Cloud, Aerith, Barret again, and Cloud, Tifa, Red. I was just like, nope, sorry, they just complement each other better. Sorry. It's like, I wrote that, and then, like, literally the next day I played it, it was like, nope, actually, let me go back to the other one. There was this, Chadley quest, and, oh my gosh, Chadley is everywhere. I was just like, I don't know, it's like one of those things now, where I go to a new area, not expecting Chadley, and all of a sudden I hear his little, like, computery theme music, and I do a little heavy sigh, and I'm like, Chadley's here. Like, I don't see him yet, but I can hear him. But there was a quest, and I was having special trouble with a certain enemy that, like, dive bombs at you and really doesn't give most of your characters enough time to dodge it. I think the only one who can consistently dodge it is Red. But there's these, like, almost bird-like enemies that do this dive bomb, and I was having, like, real issue with them, because only way you can easily stagger them is if you dodge that one move. But if you don't have enough space in the arena, or your, like, side dodge is too slow, like Barret's and I think Aerith is kind of slow too. And then like Tifa and Cloud, you have to time it perfectly, which I do not. I do not time it perfectly. So I usually get hit by it. And it was just causing a lot of trouble for my characters. And like I said, my favorite team at the time was Cloud, Tifa, Barret. And I was just getting dusted by that by that mission. I actually need this to be above because it's behind that layer. Yeah, I was just getting murdered by that quest, and I was getting like really mad. I'm like, you know what? Either I'm doing something wrong that I can't figure out, because like I said, I was really trying hard to like time my dodges, and I just kept getting hit more often than not. Because the smaller enemies were kind of, like, in the way. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just change teams and see if that helps the dynamic a bit. And so I switched, Tifa for Aerith. And it was, like, a whole totally different battle. And I don't know if it was because, since, Aerith is a more, like, stay in the back kind of character, I guess it stopped everything from clumping together, and so like we each were kind of taking care of our own beast, so to speak, and so it just wasn't nearly as debilitating. So, and then I got it first try, so I was just like, okay. So I went back to my original favorite, which were those two groups together, which I call respectively the sillies and the seriouses. just a team of sillies. So yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with the game. Still, like I said, the gameplay is my favorite part, and the mini games are actually my least favorite part. I was complaining / talking about how I was quote unquote forced to learn Queen's Blood just so I could have relationship points with Tifa. So yeah, that was my first note on it. And then I put no spoilers sorta list. I guess if I just like ran through them, it would be a no spoilers sorta list, but I'm probably not gonna run through them because otherwise, if I just say these notes just word for word, I'm gonna sound unhinged. Which, if I don't already, oh well. So, oh yeah, okay. So this is a little bit later than Junon, but like I said, I had to try to remember everything. So I put Jenova went near. This is just musically wise. You'll know when you hear it, when you do get to that part. But yeah, but in terms of like musical arrangement, this version of the arrangement sounds a lot like Nier. So I guess this is not very, I mean, it's sort of spoilery. It's like mid-spoilery. I feel like I mean, it's not like telling beat for beat what happened, so I guess if someone accidentally stumbles onto it and they're like, no, I didn't want to be spoiled, they won't be super spoiled. They'll just be little, teeny tiny spoils. Okay, next one. So, my next note I put down is, Hojo's still greasy AF. Like, oh gosh, he's, I hate, that's like a character I very much hate, and, they made him very hateable this game. So, yep, our scientist who experiments on everyone is back, and no one likes him, and he's very greasy looking, and he's really the worst, and that's all there is to it. So he's back, of course. The most bad guy to have ever bad guyed. What's the next one? Oh, okay. So I got the introduction to the new character who gets added first, and that is Yuffie. So, word of note: this is a Yuffie positive streamer. I will hear no ill talk of Yuffie here, because Yuffie is my birthday buddy. We have the same birthday, and so anything she does, canonically, if I were in that universe, I would do too. She's always correct, and I will not hear any ill talk of Yuffie in these waters. That is my ruling, and it is final. But yeah, they introduced Yuffie. I think she's the same age that she was in the original whatchamacallit, so what, 15 or something like that? 15, 16? So they very much play up the goofy hyperactive teenager bit. And like I said, since Yuffie is my birthday buddy, she can do no wrong. She's my proxy within the Final Fantasy VII universe, and yeah, so there you go. Near the end of when I stopped playing for a while, this week, 'cause I played a lot, the first 2 days I got sick, and then I didn't play at all the rest of this week. So Saturday and Sunday I played a lot, and then yeah, and then I haven't played since. She finally just got added to the team, and her playstyle seems really neat. So she's kind of like the or at least they position her. You probably could change her like skill set, but she's definitely glass cannon focused, I guess, so to speak. Pretty good physical, can chain combos pretty well, but definitely magical strength, and they set her up with like a debuff, and you can buy like materia so she can buff party members and debuff enemies. So she's kind of set up as if you're more familiar with Final Fantasy XIII terminology, like a saboteur character, kind of like Vanille, even. I feel like I compare it with 13 more than anything, because one, because I played it, and two, because I feel like 13 was like the proto version of like move your characters around, but you don't get to move them, they move around themselves, and kind of like more active looking battle type of gameplay. So I think that's why I tend to compare it to 13 more often than not. But yeah, so it seems like they're Yuffie's kind of set up to be like a saboteur character. So I tried her out for a little bit, so she seems pretty good. I just, like I said, I gotta learn what combos I can do, and what situations I need to just backpedal out of. Like, just go back to Cloud. And it seems like, yeah, pairing her up with Cloud and Red is probably gonna be best. Which makes me a little worried for Tifa, because I'm like, I want to use Tifa more, because she's got really good, like, critical hits, but, and she makes staggering really easily when she does connect. But we'll see. We'll see who I end up using. Alright, what's next note? Oh, okay, so this is before, the Yuffie part. It's like when you get to Junon, the upper part. They're having, like, a military parade, and so they have, like, the parade song and everything. And, it's, Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith, they go in disguise. And so my notes, I put, Cloud treats his military formation like his dancing. So, in the last game, there was the whole, like, honeybee, club situation, where, Cloud had to dance to get his disguise, to his dress disguise. And, they have you somehow, either because they just love Cloud, or, the sexual harassment is still alive and strong in, Shinra, Shinra Corporation. And so, because of that, as a apology, they let Cloud be the commander of their division. not really knowing who he is, but yeah, they're like, yeah, you have the stuff after I have flirted with you. So, yeah. So you have to get everyone, in your squad and practice your military formation stuff. And it's all QuickTime event, and, let me tell you, I'm a Nintendo for the most part. I know where all the Nintendo buttons are on every Nintendo. So, you give me a PlayStation controller, and I have to relearn the control buttons every time. Okay, I do need a background here, because they're just kind of, like, exchanging a look, so anyway, when they announced that, like, I was the leader of this squad as Cloud, and that I also had to lead my, squad to victory using a QuickTime event, I was very, stressed out. And then, on top of that, right before the performance was about to begin on my playthrough, the power briefly went out at my house, and, I was just like, alright, well, that's a sign for me to put the game away for now. I ended up doing it and getting through it, but, they said it was a very spirited performance, so, I got a little bit of good and a little bit of bad, a little bit of half and half, so, yeah, I was pleased with my performance. I was like, still got positive relationship points with Aerith and Tifa, so that's all I can really ask for. Wasn't negative, so I did my best. And that's all you can ask for. But yeah, Cloud does military formations like he dances. Okay, I literally put right after that, with that in mind, even though he has the brain scramblies, He is very good at getting people completely devoted to him. Yeah. It's either that or, like I said, it's like a offhanded apology for being sexually harassed. Like, here, don't tell anyone. But, yeah. But outside of, like, the command, like, even your squad homie underlings, your homie underlings are just like, we are completely devoted to you, Captain, even though we definitely don't recognize that voice from anywhere, but we're completely devoted to you now. It's great. There's a great bit of, like, character development for faceless men, so to speak, for NPCs, and like by the end of that quest I was devoted to those NPCs, and I was like, brothers, I'll never let you fall. I'll make sure you're healed. You'll never die on my watch. They're like, thank you, Captain. It's very cute. And then kind of like I was saying before, this isn't part of my notes, but it just made me think of it, so I'll add it in. But I was right about the format. So it does seem like what they're doing is like railroaded kind of story area first, then open world, then railroaded story area, then new open world section is open, railroaded story, new section is open, and it's gonna work like that. And like I said, I think that's a really good formula, especially for people like myself, who, when you're just given an open world, tend to lose focus at some point and don't ever finish the game. So the only thing that will stop me from finishing this game is the mini-games. Alright, I need to take a water break real quick. Make sure you drink your water and hydrate. It's only been 46 minutes, and my throat feels like sandpaper. So, forgive me if I end the stream early. Dealing with literal sandpaper throat here. So, yeah. I mentioned all that. Good. I went through both those. Wow. Okay. Oh, yes! And, of course, Barrett's iconic, sailor suit from the original game is back in this game. So he looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But see, I think in the original game, he just doesn't like it. But in this game, he's like, look, man, this is the only thing that would fit me. Stop laughing. And then later, he's like, you know what? I'm kind of into this. And so, like, he's like, you know what? I'll wear this uniform wherever. I'll wear it on the beach. It's like, Barrett, it has the Shinra logo on it. You hate Shinra. He's like, yeah, but I look good. I make this look good. It's like, Barrett, you told me last week not to sing the stamp song because it's Shinra propaganda. I know, but this makes me look so good. But yeah. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Barrett is back. And I also love the addition because there's so many sections where, like, you know, y'all are, you know, the group is supposedly in hiding from people turning them in. And I'm over here like, okay, you know, I gotta suspend my disbelief a little bit because between Barrett with a gun arm, like a literal, like, giant gun arm, and, Red, you know, Red being Red, I'm like, we're getting turned in by everyone. So, I was just like, man, Barret, I don't know what to do about you, man. But then, like, with the sailor suit, he turns his gun arm into like a pirate hook. It's great. It's like, you're right, Barret. That is probably your best disguise. Even though you tower nearly everyone we've met, no one will know it's you. It's in... See what my other note is. Tough getting everyone to trust in you when you hate quick time events. Oh, okay, this is going back to the formation thing, but yeah. Like I said, some things rely on quick time events, and I do not remember the buttons sometimes, so it was up to the hands, as we say in the Mother 3 playthroughs. It was up to destiny. Yeah. I think they said a line like that though in Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Like, someone said something like, it was up to destiny, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this Mother 3? It's like, this is not the day for that. This is from the Great Ace Attorney, which I played the first game, and I still have the second game. I just still need to finish. Anyway. Okay, so my next two notes are interesting. So I do keyboard smash Chadley. And then keyboard smash Roche, which I already talked about how I am annoyed by Chadley. Jump scaring me in places where I don't expect him. But on top of that, Roche is back, and in my original playthrough of the first game, I talked about how annoying he was, and he was just he was just a lot. He was a whole personality and a half, and I was just like, okay, someone wants to be a main character real bad. And definitely the new character that's like, Cloud, remember me? I was your best friend. It's like, nope. Cloud, remember me? We were both in Soldier together. Nope. Definitely he has that vibe about him. And he's back, and he's back on his motorcycle, and he's still kind of obsessed with Cloud. But by the end of like this storyline that I finished up I think on Sunday, we've kind of come to an understanding, and I just told him I was just like, you know what, I'm into Tifa, I'm sorry, I can't reciprocate. But no, really, we came to an understanding, and so you get, like, he gives you plush stamp, a plush version of the character's stamp. And I was like, he knows I've been humming that song. He knows too much. Someone's gotta take him out. And, he gives you, like, a keychain of himself. Which, if I didn't already have the Whistlewind scarf, would be a good... It actually is a pretty good item. Love the song too. Oh, it's the end of the playlist. Any suggestions? If not, I would probably just do some more Phoenix Wright stuff. Like I said, this playlist is much shorter than my usual ones. So hard to find a 2-hour Phoenix Wright playlist these days. Okay. Do I want to color the nails? Hold it! Okay, okay. They did a little remix in there. I was like, okay. It's like the encore version. Hold it! Alright, so I do have more notes. I just gotta pull them up from the side here. So poor Cloud. Oh, yeah, poor Cloud. You know how he already has like Sephiroth being like hopping in every once in a while, being like, I am never a memory. Here to haunt your dreams, Cloud. Shall I give you despair? Right? Cloud now in this game has to deal with even more people invading his mind, which is gonna be really interesting when we run into Vincent, and we'll have lots to talk about. Because not only does he have Sephiroth in this game being like, I am more than a memory, you'll have to defeat me, Cloud, can you stop me? He also has... this is kind of a spoiler. If you get super into Queen's Blood, you start having these weird visions of this guy being like, don't play Queen's Blood. They'll consume your mind. Don't play it. It's like, oh, okay. And then there you have like more of the Proto-Relic quests. Now, I don't want to spoil it completely, but there is a character from another Final Fantasy game that makes an appearance during these Proto-Relic quests. And so he is now living rent-free in Cloud's head whenever we do the Proto-Relic quests. So, poor Cloud has now, in my mind, about 3 entities who could visit him at any time, just popping in his brain space. And only sometimes can other people see or hear them. It is very rare, though. It's like, give my man a break. And it's like, he's already got brain scramblies. Now we got brain scramblies and 2, like, unwanted visions, psychic visions from the future and psychic visions from the past. And, like, just let my man live. But, yeah. It was like, by the 3rd entity, I was like, this is getting ridiculous. So yeah, poor Cloud. No, his brain is not his. I think that's it. No, there's a whole nother page. Wow. I didn't want to forget. I did say that. I didn't want to forget. Also, we gotta delete these notes, because I will actually end up replacing them. I will write in the nod sound effect. I think it'll look better if I write it in. That above this layer. And then maybe we'll put like a little sparkle situation in the background. Like that. Nothing too strong. Okay, this is the new playlist. This is fine. This is like Dual Destinies. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it. I didn't have any other suggestions today. Like I said, I'm having a lot of stream issues today. So, I'm sorry if it keeps bumping you out. Okay, so back to the next panel, and on top of that, back to my notes, which are... oh. Okay. So yeah, so in the host of very annoying characters, there's also Rufus Shinra, who is kind of annoying too. But on the whole, like he really isn't even that bad. Like he's annoying in the, you know, rich jerk face aspect. I mean, there's Elena too, but she's just young, so I forgive her for that. But Rufus is just, you know, he's just rich dude annoying. But like I said, he wasn't even that bad, because when you do finally meet him, he's kind of reasonable a little bit. So you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess he could listen to reason if the situation arose again. But we had some things happen, and so I don't think that situation's gonna arise again. But yeah, Rufus is Rufus, and Rude is bald, and hopefully you didn't get spoiled with that like I did. I actually did get spoiled with that, because before I got to that part, a clip came up on my YouTube recommended, and the title was just basically what happened, and I was like, oh man, really, guys? So there's a secret scene. Well, it's not that secret, but it's kind of like a kind of special funny scene that happens with Rude. So it was pretty hilarious when I stumbled upon it, even though I was spoiled a little bit with that one. And then of course, after the Junin area, you go immediately to a boat, which prompted me to sing, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. If you don't know of the song, just look up Lonely Island, I'm on a boat. With, I'm pretty sure it's T-Pain. Can't believe that song is a nugget of history now, but yeah, it's, the gang is on a boat. A cruise ship boat. And, they just let us on, because, we won the dance competition, obviously. Me, when I spread misinformation on the internet. I mean, we kinda did. We won the president's commendation. That means something. So it must be okay. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, internet died again. No! Okay. Here I am. It was out of my control. Really was. It was out of my controller hands. It was out of my frog hands. Yeah, it's just my personal internet just died. I know for sure it wasn't like a stream coding thing, like it was just internet. It did that yesterday too, around this time. So, stream's kind of a bust at this point, honestly, but I just want to finish it up. Just finish the page up. And once I finish the page up, what I'll probably do is try and edit it and upload it to YouTube, because I know, like, it is not gonna look great on on Twitch. It's gonna look like a mess. And so hopefully you'll catch some of the parts that were probably choppy due to connection issues on my end. And yeah, let me see where we are here. Okay, yeah, it was just the last panel and then adding all the text. So and I switched playlists too. Since it won't be as long as I thought before. I just put on my Instagram too that the stream was canceled, because I didn't know how long it was gonna take, and I didn't want anyone like being like, "Oh, I thought she was streaming." It's just like, oh well. But yeah, sometimes can't really do anything about stuff like that, you know. And like I said, it looked like my phone was going through a slowdown too, and that's on a whole different, like, internet network, so I don't know. Might be just like an area-wide thing. Don't know what's going on with the great internet powers that be. I'm gonna finish this up. But yeah, I was still talking about Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth and my longer playthrough I was able to do on where's the panel? Oh, here we go. That I was able to do on Saturday and Sunday because I was sick. But yeah. Let me see what other notes do I have? Yeah, so once you're on the boat, luckily I had taken the time to get to GG, get good at Queen's Blood, aka buy ultra cards. Like, I went back, I paid to go back to the grasslands so I could find that guy in the hut to get the nice cards. So I wouldn't have to worry about, like, being bad at, you know, skill-wise Queen's Blood. I just have to get lucky and pull the Uber cards and then win. So the minigame ship part of the ship was really fun for me because all I did was win. And then they have like a part 2, which is like monsters attack, and I think they kind of like force you into certain teams, but once again, like, I had gone back at that point to like rebalance my team anyway. Had I though? Wait, no, I hadn't at that point actually. So my favorites were at the time who they paired you with, so that it worked in my favor after all. But then, like, after that, I changed my team dynamic. That's funny. I was like, I prepared for this exactly. At least that's what it felt like. So, yeah, a little bit out of character for me. But when I really, like I said, when I really like a game, I end up doing that. But I 100%ed both region maps, so I got all the things that you could find and do things with, and then I moved on with the story. So that was pretty fun. Like I said, there were just a couple quests where I was just like, these are mean. So I think I fought the boat terror before I did the Chadley quest that kept kicking my butt, and then I went back to my old teams and I was like, you know what, these were better after all. So I did say I was gonna end it with this. So, okay, so what made me stop playing, and what made me rage quit, which I'll go back to it. I'll go back to the game. I love the game too much not to go back to it. But what made me rage quit was, like, right after the one of the railroaded areas, and you have to do a bunch of mini games within it. It isn't that serious within the railroaded area. But then, like, right after that, they make a quest available to where you play the mini games again. And, you have to play them better in the quest. Like, so the second time you play them, you have to be better at it. And when I say my poor little wristy poo was hurting, and I still couldn't get, like, any of the high scores, I just rage quitted. Stupid side quest that I'm not good at. Just let me fight a monster, for goodness sake. It's like, only in this universe am I, like, barbarian, like, stupid minigame. Give me fight, I will win fight. But, yeah. That's how I am in this game. Stupid minigame, give me fight. And like I said, yeah, I totally rage quitted too. But I have a theory, which I'm gonna try later today. So we'll see if it's because my screen is quote-unquote too small for the megapixels, and I'm not able to get, like, exact, like, I'm not able to get exact button presses because I'm actually not seeing where my thing is going because my quote-unquote screen is too small. We'll see if it's a megapixels thing or if it's actually a skill issue. So... like, am I... like, this is once again another moment of, am I actually bad at game? Or is it because I have smaller screens than most people? Or, it kind of reminds me of Fall Guys, actually. When I was getting so mad because I could never, like, get even close to winning with Fall Guys, and I, like, for the longest time I was like, am I just this bad? Am I just this awful? It's like, I used to do platforming, like, am I just really this bad now? And then it turned out, if you had, like, a older computer, and my parts weren't updated yet at that point. So I hadn't updated any of my, like, my graphics card or stuff yet. So it turns out if you had, like, a slower computer, they would automatically turn an option on your computer. I can't remember what it is now. So now it's gonna sound like I'm lying, but I'm really not. But it was like this thing they would turn on, but it would make all your jumps delayed. And so that's why I kept, like, mistiming everything, because my jumps were actually delayed from when I was pressing them. So then when I turned that thing off, and, like, yeah, I would have lag sometimes, but when I turned that off, I was actually able to jump and possibly win a couple things, and I was like, okay, so it wasn't me. So, I have a theory that it isn't a me issue, it's a, your screen too small for our megapixels. Please play on bigger screen. So, I'm gonna go and take my PS5 to a bigger screen and see if I can win these stupid minigames. Why, the last time I rage quitted it was Fire Emblem. Which was not that long ago. That was a weird transition. This is a playlist that, I think I've only listened to once, so I didn't remember about the weird transitions in it. Yeah, it's like, you know, what about the smooth fade out? But yeah. rage quitted. Oh, other side note, so I used to be a big Dragon's Dogma player, and so yeah, the second one came out. I think I kind of talked about how I wanted to play the character creator a little bit. And I watched another streamer on here play it. Teramisu. So yeah, check her channel out too. I don't know if I'm actually gonna play it, but I got to do the character creator thing, and as usual, I spent 2 hours in the character creator, and I was like, you know what? They were genius for just letting the character creator be free, because you know some of us just that's all we really want to do anyway. We end up not finishing the game. Once again, not completely my fault. I just soft locked, okay? Not completely my fault. But yeah, some of us just don't finish the game, so smart to let that character creator be open and free to all who may want to try it. It's such an odd angle. I'm just gonna trust previous self on this one and just try and shade him to where it looks a little more natural, but I'm not the biggest fan of this panel. This sketch for panel, but we'll see. I'm guessing most of the shadow isn't at the forehead, it would be at the neck area and the sides of the face. Maybe even a little deeper shadow under the neck here. I'm trying to remember what the line is here, but you know what? I'm gonna fill it in a second, so I'll know. I'll know in just a second. There's this game I saw a preview to recently, and now I can't think of it. But it kind of looks like another game company's answer to Fire Emblem, because it was for the PlayStation, and it was definitely like a turn-based like RPG, like anime-looking wartime sort of dealio, and I was like, are they trying to tap into the Fire Emblem market? I mean, I guess since it's going so well for Nintendo, why wouldn't you at least try? But it was just interesting to see. I was like, not Fire Emblem, but Fire Emblem coded video game. I can't think of the name for the life of me. It was something kind of like odd. It was odd English word, but I can't remember it. If I see it again, I'll say it. I'll say it next stream. Let's add the highlight to his hair. Again, just I don't remember why it was important that he was like kind of looking up in this shot, but we're gonna trust previous me's decisions here, and I'll go with it. Last time I willy-nilly changed something, you know, we ended up with not enough space for lettering, so like I said, we're gonna just trust that it's what I wanted to do. But yeah, because the stream's been so unstable today, I think I will just upload this one, even though I've been trying to like only upload one art stream since it's not anything that different. But I will actually upload this one. Okay, let's erase this. I mean, was that the line? Okay. Okay. Maybe that's why it warranted the face. I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay, let's add some lettering, shall we? Lettering, sound effects, the like. I'm gonna drink some more water, actually. My throat doesn't feel as sandpapery, but it still kind of hurts a little. Okay, so in this panel here, if I can, here it is. In this panel here, we need the line. There's two of you. Oh, okay. There's two of you. Okay. Yeah. And that's why that panel doesn't have any room for text. They don't say anything. Okay. Perfect. No extra exclamation point. It's just what it is. Let's see if we can find a nice, like, kind of fun balloon. Like the vibration one. Oh, too big. Whoa. There we go. There's two of you? Actually, make the text a little smaller. Keep it bold. Ghost. You have a Scooby-Doo or something. Okay, cool. Now, do I literally want to put the word glance here? Or should I just keep it like that? Let's try it out. I mean, the worst that can happen is that it looks cheesy. And then I just get rid of it. I usually put my non-verbal side effects in white with black border. Again, it's just another, like, unspoken rule I have for myself for consistency. Where do we want to put our glance? Like, maybe here. It doesn't look bad. I just gotta find the perfect place for it. I think that's fine. Either that or here. Like, right at eye level. I think that's good. Should we? Yeah, let's italicize it quite a bit. Okay. It's kind of funny. All this, like, Nintendo starting up music just, like, makes me feel better about my stream tanking every 10 minutes. Okay, and then I think we have a little bit of explanation here. Let's see, got some cleanup to do though. Cleanup. I thought this would be on the highlight layer, no? Oh. No, it isn't. It's on this layer. Okay. That's better. Alright, what's the next set of lines? Okay, so the explanation comes. I am able to make a copy of. Okay. is a good size. Can possibly make it a little bigger. Like just use another line here. Make it a 4-line kind of thing. And then see if I can go up to 13. You can put it here. And I'll just make a balloon for it. I like doing the balloons for the most part myself in that way. It just has like a, almost has like a hand-drawn look to it. Change the parameters a little bit. Okay, and then so I guess the question is, did I want him to say this whole line on this panel or the next page? Did I only put half and half? So let me just check something really quick. This is the page after. Did I want him to say anything here? I don't think so. I think the whole line does go in here. We're definitely going to go the smallest size possible here. And then okay, I understand the face now. Because I see the whole line. See. I need this to be a different bubble, actually. So let's make this still bold but smaller, like at 11. And then it'll carry actually onto the next panel on the next page. After this, I'll be done. So yeah, my plan for this week, I might make a couple more frogs, but like I said, I think it's just Saturday and Sunday. My Saturday and Sunday are already planned. So I think it's just, I think I'm good on Friday. I think I'm good on Friday. So I plan to stream on Friday, but if something comes up, I'll let you know on Instagram and change the time or something like that. The week after, though, and the week after that, and the week after that, I will not be able to do Friday streams. So either I have to do gaming stream another day just for April, which I may do. I may change my April schedule for gaming. So, like I said, I'll update you on that once I make a decision. But I think that's it. Let me add a sound effect here. And I think that'll be it for today. If you're here and if you powered through for this long, I thank you so much. Really helps my channel more than you know. And you know, stuff like this is just out of my hands, so I'm not even gonna be mad about it. But I'll be working more on the comic next week on Wednesday. Gaming stream, like I said, Friday I think is fine this week, but afterwards we're gonna have to change the schedule. So that's just how things are gonna have to be. But if you can join, that'd be great. For whatever day I do. So until next time, this is a completed page. So yeah, completed tone page. We got all our text, and this is what a completed page usually looks like. So hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you next time. All right.